Hey you lot, how are you? I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm coming to you live from the beautiful Fuengirola on the Costa del Sol. It's been a really nice day here today. I hope you guys have had nice weather. I know it's been a bit grotty, but I have a feeling that you've had a few days of it being a little bit nicer. I'm not going to rave about the weather and stuff because I know some of you get a little bit irate with me doing that. But I've come online for a particular reason today, and I'm hoping quite a lot of you are still probably going to be at work. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm sitting outside one of my favourite bar restaurants at the minute. I'm just going to show you around very quickly. So this is Alfonso's. He's a gorgeous gentleman who runs this establishment, and I'm sitting and I've literally just got my laptop, my paperwork. I'm just having a bit of a planning day today. So I haven't been live for quite a long time, so as a result I think I'll probably not get many people on with me actually live, but I thought I had a little bit of a light bulb moment a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you guys, I've got to stop saying I recorded myself the other day and I kept saying and it's really annoying, so I apologise. I'm trying hard. So I'm hoping that this is going to really help a lot of you out there, because at the moment I need help. I feel like, or I sound like a scratch record, to be honest, because I think I've been saying this for probably the best part of the last, probably since the beginning of last year, when I had been in Spain for a few months and I'd indulged in wine and food, and things were starting to go a little bit sort of downhill with regard to health, fitness, weight, all that stuff. Then obviously lockdown happened over here, which was horrific in Spain, and probably similar to I'm not sure exactly what the restrictions are over there at the moment, but tier 4, I believe that you're not allowed out, I think, and that was where we were at. We were only allowed to go to the supermarket, and that was it. We weren't even allowed to exercise for a good part of the time. So so lockdown was horrific, and I struggled with that. Drank a lot, ate a lot of crap like everybody, and then we sort of came out the back end of that and had a bit of a false start with exercise. And then Tim came out, so I'm blaming it all on Tim. So obviously he was on holiday. So I went out eating and drinking with him. And honestly, over the last few months, the weight has piled on. And about 2 weeks ago, so I'm working in real estate at the moment, which is wonderful here, going into these amazing villas and apartments all down the coast. And I'm loving that. And I obviously also have my own health and wellness business. I'm a qualified nutritionist, and at the moment I feel like an absolute joke if someone was to say, well, you're a qualified nutritionist, Helen? Really? Because most of the shots that you see of me, if you go back on my profile, are probably all around about here. So, you know, they don't look too, I don't look too overweight. My face has got a bit of weight in it, starting to get a bit of a double chin, but if you look back at some of my pictures from probably a year, 18 months ago, you'll see a lot slimmer face. But most people go, no, Helen, you look fine. But I had some photographs done with some of my colleagues for real estate a couple of weeks ago, and they came through, and I looked at this picture and I just went into a meltdown. I cried. I couldn't believe, when you look in the mirror, and ladies, this is really, and sorry, there's a few boys on, but maybe it is for the guys as well, but when I looked in the mirror and I see myself, I didn't see what I saw in this photograph, and I just couldn't believe how huge I was. And I genuinely, I know that I am, because I know how heavy I am and I know what size clothes I'm going into at the moment, and I've never in my life been this big. So, and I'll admit that at some point over the course of the next few weeks, exactly where I'm at. And I will share the photograph at some point. I'm not quite brave enough to yet. So I looked at it and I cried, and I was like, oh my God, Helen, what have you become? And I was really angry with myself, because I've always been very much into health and fitness. I've always been into sport, always been into healthy eating, and I've just let it all go. And you think, okay, well, sometimes you've got to give yourself a break. And quite a lot of my friends will say, just give yourself a break, Helen, and just get back on it. And you know what? That's fine. And some of them will say, Helen, you just look beautiful as you are. It's fine, you know. And it's like, do you know what? I really don't need to hear that. I need someone to say, Helen, get your arse into gear and start doing something about it. Because it's not just about what you look like at this age, is it? It's more about, you know, your health as well. I mean, I am 44. And it's sort of all downhill from here, isn't it? Because you've got to make sure that you're looking after your health, because if you don't do it now, then you're going to have massive problems later on down the line. So that's another thing that's really sort of like made me think. So I've made some notes here. You know what I'm like for digressing. So I've made some notes because I'm actually really sort of almost relaunching myself today. And I want your help, guys. And at the end of this, I want you to, I've got a special little gift for anyone who can help me. But anyway, so that's all fine. So it doesn't mean anything when people say to you, look beautiful, when you don't feel good in yourself, and you are actually buying clothes that are 2-3 sizes bigger than you were a year ago. When you're out of breath when you're walking. I mean, seriously, I've done an Ironman. I'm saying to myself, this is ridiculous, Helen. And ladies, gents, I don't know whether you can relate with this, but, well, ladies probably. You know, my belly's in the way when I'm shaving my legs. When I'm actually starting to try and run, my belly's bouncing up and down. Honestly, is this too much information? My belly's actually sitting over my knickers. Honestly, it's just horrible. It's just uncomfortable. It's actually an effort to pick things up from the floor. And I know I'm laughing at this, but it has been a real eye-opener for me, and a really upsetting sort of period. I'm too embarrassed to go swimming with the triathlon club. I'm too embarrassed to go cycling with them because my fitness levels are so poor. And I know I just need to get over it and get on it, because I know that if I start to do that, I'll lose the weight, I'll get all my inspiration back, blah, blah, blah. Healthy eating doesn't excite me anymore. I'm turning to the crap. And I'm sure there's loads of you out there can relate to that. It's really starting to get me down. But I love cooking. I'm a nutritionist. I know what I should be eating, but do I do it? Bloody no. So it's like, for God's sake, Helen, come on. But this getting organised was a big issue for me, and I know that that's something that I need to do something about. I've got my Bayer 70.3 in April. Yeah, I know, I am massively overweight, and I've got to do a half Ironman in April. But I've taken some steps. Hey Rob, I've taken some steps to try and get myself in the right place. And I really want to, seeing this photograph of myself really gave me the light bulb moment that I needed to try and get things in place. So my thinking is, guys, if you want to join in this, it's great, but I'm thinking that there's a lot of women out there who have got issues with the way they look, and who don't know what to do about it, or maybe they want to do something different to try and, dieting's not the answer. It doesn't work, because what you do is you cut a load of stuff out, you lose a bit of weight, you bring it back in again, you put it all back on. I'll go through all of that at some point from a nutrition perspective, but I feel like, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm using sport and nutrition to get myself fit, healthy, and to lose weight. And the fit and healthy really for me are the more important things, obviously, but the losing weight thing is something for me personally from an aesthetics, so I feel better about myself. So what I want to try and do is I want to find other women who are a similar age to me, maybe 30 plus. I'm obviously way past 30, but and guys, honestly, you're welcome as well, who want to get healthy, want to get fit, and want to use sport or exercise and nutrition to do it. And that's the plan. So I've got some really great contacts in triathlon, in netball, in rugby league, in football, in loads of other different sports. And what I'm going to try and do is bring them on and get them to be my special guests and talk about how women, in particular women, because I'm a woman, believe it or not, how they can use sport to be able to start to get the health back. And it doesn't matter whether you've done it before or not, and starting to find out a little bit more about the sorts of things that you can do near you. Now, obviously, with lockdowns and things like that, it's a little bit more challenging, but there's still things that you can do now that can help you. So I'm going to be sharing tips and recipes and things like relaxation tips, which are really, really important for us in day to day if we want to achieve anything moving forward. Maybe tips around before and after pregnancy. More important than any of that is honesty, and about coming on and actually having some reality checks with you. Talk about products, kit, menopause, all those sorts of things that that women in particular, obviously menopause is for women, but women in particular struggle with, and it impacts their sort of like health and wellness. So with everything that we've sort of been through, and I know for me in particular, we're much more aware of our health now than we ever have been. So I just thought this was a great opportunity, especially with the new year looming. And I know that at the moment it's not looking great, but I really do believe that 2021 is going to be completely different. And a lot of it's about what we make it, and why not start in a really good place. So I have a business page just called Helen Barklam. And what I'm going to start doing is on there, I am going to be going online and sharing all this information that I've just spoken to you about, okay? Getting people to come on and join me and have discussions. I'm going to be on TikTok, I'm going to be on Instagram, sharing all this information. So what I would love for you guys, and I ask you to stay with me till the end if you would, if I can hit 20 shares of this post, I am going to send out a special prize, which will be a special shake, which can be a meal replacement or a recovery shake, a heat lotion, all natural, and a healthy sports drink for anyone, for one of those people. So I'm going to put you in a draw if I can get to 20 shares of this post, and maybe put a little message on it to say, if you are a woman who wants to, or a man, if you're a man, it's totally fine, who wants to get fit, get healthy, using sport and nutrition from now moving forward, then get on this. Then please share it, and find me on Facebook, the Facebook group. It's called Helen Barklam. It's not a group, it's just a page, and I might set up a group eventually, but just for the minute it's going to be a page. Get on there, share it. If I reach 20 shares, I'm going to give away some prizes, a prize to one of those people who shares the post, and I would really appreciate your support, because basically I want to be accountable to you guys, and I'm sure there's lots of you there who also would like to be accountable too. So that's the plan. It would be great to get your support, any thoughts, feelings, whatever, any ideas that you might have, pop them down. This has been a super long live, I'm really sorry, but I really wanted to get all that in. But please, if you do share it, get people to go to the end, because if they share it as well, they'll be in for getting a prize too. And I'll probably draw it just after Christmas. So thanks guys, I hope you're all really well. Sending my love to everyone who is having a nightmare in tier 3 and 4 at the moment in the UK. Greetings from sunny Spain. See you later.